Are you, yes you, the eldest daughter, a child of immigrants, the first of your kind, the chosen one? Well, I'm speaking to you. My name is Josephine Hill, and today we're going to talk about all the things that make being a child of immigrant so hard, that makes being an eldest daughter so hard, and how do we work to combat that to achieve all the things that we want, like soft life. We want soft life now. It cannot be hard forever. We have done enough work. The stress, anxiety, perfectionism, it comes into your life in a special way. And we're here to unlearn all of those things and move more towards a softer life, a more peaceful and balanced life. And looking at how all the things that you've historically known to be true have been a lie. All this time, it's been a lie.
It was all a lie. Guys, it was all a lie.
So, on this channel, we're gonna explore what it means to tap back into that individualism because we need to. It's out of necessity. It's for our joy and care for ourselves, and knowing that choosing yourself is not a bad thing to do. I'll come and share a little bit about my story. So, being first gen, for instance. So for those who don't know, first gen is first generation. It's oftentimes used in the first generation to be a US citizen, live in this country. If your parents are from abroad, overseas, immigrant countries, that's where you hear first gen a lot. But also, the other layer to that is a first generation college student. When I tell you being a first generation college student has its own set of trials and tribulations, that's everything from the FAFSA, it's everything from understanding scholarships, internships, fellowships, all the opportunities that other people might be clued into. You have to kind of go at it on your own. I know for me and my college journey, the ability to even, like the fact that to go to college, I had to take on a lot of that early learning about how to apply when the deadlines are coming up. Who do I talk to? What are all these offices? Who do I have to call to? All of that stuff, I took it on and was able to navigate that, but it wasn't without working. I worked. If I tell you how many jobs I had in college to make it through.
Yup.
So I'll tell you a quick anecdote. So it was my freshman year, and even though my roommate situation wasn't ideal, maybe I was figuring some things out with my major. I wanted to switch from biology into mass comm, and I knew that in order for me to do that, I would just take a different set of classes. A whole me. I failed chemistry. My first semester, I went to a science tech high school. I could not comprehend failure.
It was scary. It was scary. It was really scary, and
But I had to talk with myself. I said, self, we're gonna figure out what our major needs to be. So I changed my major to mass comm. I'm using that to help me get to the next step, okay? To do that, when you register for classes for your next year, you do that at like the end of spring semester. I had a bill that was about $1,349. That might be exact, but I swear that's what the number was, I believe. And to get that bill paid, I had to work every single work study job I could get, every day, every hour, every minute, every second I had, to make sure that I could pay that bill before the semester ended, so that my classes for the next semester, my sophomore year, wouldn't be canceled, because I'm no college dropout. That's not the portion for my life. I'm the first one in my family to go to college. Like, it's a big deal, okay? It's a big deal. So I work as, let's just say I worked 5 jobs, because it sure felt like it. Let's go down the list. I worked as a receptionist in the writing center. I worked as an office assistant in the mass comm department. I also passed out flyers to sell back books at the beginning and the end of each semester. I also had so many jobs. I also was a computer lab monitor in the arts building. And then I swear I worked at Banana Republic. I've seen many jobs just to pay this $1,300 something bill at the end of the semester. And I knew that no one in my family can help me. I asked,
"Help me! Help me!"
and no one came to my rescue. So that was a reality check that, actually, no, it wasn't that new. I knew that in order for me to reach the goals that I needed to reach, that it would have to come from me. But that moment when I'm like, I needed help and no one was able to help me, I'm like, you know what? I gotta take this on. I have to make this part of my why, of my story. And I never wanted to feel like that again. I didn't want to feel like I was operating in lack. I didn't want to feel like my future, my financial future, my educational future, my stability in life was contingent upon whether or not someone could help me pay a bill. Like, I didn't like that feeling. So from that moment on, I think I took on a bit of hyper independence because I didn't want to feel disappointed. I knew what disappointment felt like and I didn't want to feel that. But I also knew that my parents came from a financial background where they were just not in the position to help me, but I'm grateful for all that they did leading up to that. I'm grateful for the great foundation that they laid for me, the great foundation about what it is to work hard and to believe in yourself and invest in your education and move.
What was that? Okay, James.
I'm grateful for the foundation that my parents laid out for me. Although we didn't have all the financial backing and stability that other families may have had, we had a lot of heart and character that they instilled in me, a lot of integrity, great work ethic, and I'm so utterly grateful for that in my background. And now, even thinking about how I was able to go out for those opportunities and take hold of that, it's because of what they instilled in me. I've seen what it's like to face disappointment. I've seen what it's like to have those hardships on the financial side. I took on a bit of hyper independence. And that hyper independence led me to not knowing how to ask for help. It led me to thinking I had to do it all on my own because history had told me that I had to do it all on my own. And it took me a while to unlearn that because on one side, I see where it can be detrimental as far as like not being able to ask for help and get ahead and have things a bit easier in your life. So it becomes a lot on yourself. But in my mind, I was like, well, this is working for me. I'm doing well academically. I'm in college. I had great grades. And me doing it all on my own and betting on myself was what I had for so long. So I didn't see where it could go wrong. But let me tell you where it did go wrong. Black excellence does have a downside. Black girl magic has its flaws. And it showed up in how I processed stress and how I've known to process stress for so long. So I might go further in depth into it, but you know how when people are stressed out, they say like, oh my God, I don't want to pull my hair out. Well, I was someone that had pulled my hair out plenty of times since like middle school. I've had periods where I've had no eyelashes, no eyebrows, bald spots in my hair because of stress. I've also had moments where I've like bit my nails really bad because of stress and anxiety that arises up in the body. And all of that stems from wanting to meet that excellence and perfectionism, but not giving yourself the grace to exist in a space where what if that doesn't happen?
Wow, the pressure is getting worse.
What if you're not perfect? What if you're not perfect? What could that look like? And I think the eldest daughter piece comes in because you want to be a role model, you want to be your parents' joy. If they're having a hard time with different areas of their life, at least they can look at you and say that, well, baby, you're making me proud, like, or thank you for bringing these good grades, that made my day. I feel like all those moments and getting some validation there let me know that that was what was right. I was being a good girl, a good daughter. And I took that with me to know that what I gave as my output in a lot of these spaces, academic and in my work and all of that, I began to put value on myself through those mechanisms. And I wasn't aware of the damage of that until even graduating, until seeing like how if my work wasn't the standard that I wanted it to be, how I would internalize that. I would internalize that as me not showing up as my best when I'm like, no, I can divorce myself and my self-worth from the work that I put forward, that I am not my productivity. Because when I got sick, that's when I realized like, whoa, I really cannot have these two like so interlinked. I need to be able to be productive but not believe that that's all that I am. I was diagnosed with a stomach infection called H. pylori, and this stomach bacteria was something that sat me down for real. I could not run around in the same way. I could not even socialize, eat and drink in the same way. And it really gave me the outlook where it's like, I really seriously have to take care of myself on a mental, emotional, physical level. They are all working together. And that's why experiences like wellness and travel and style are so important to me. That's why centering my joy is a value that I hold very near and dear to myself. It's because I've seen what life could look like if I don't have that, and how, frankly, no one's there to pick up the pieces for me if I crumble and fall. I have to be there. There's more than just that. There's more than your excellence. You are a multifaceted human being. Like Nikki said, I'm a human being.
I'm a human being.
I'm a multifaceted human being, and a lot of times where we place our value is not all that we are. Are you a first gen, eldest daughter, child of immigrants? Well, I'm here to talk to you today, okay? I am Josephine Hill. Actually, no, I'll share this specific antidote. I'll share this specific antidote. I'll share this specific anecdote, okay? Just the option to, hi, welcome to my channel. What's the light looking like? Is it giving? Is it not giving? Baby, come over. Let me work on you tonight. All of the emotion. The sun is probably doing a weird thing on the mouth, but let's check it out. Excuse my movement. What is going on today? Like, nothing wants me to record this video. Anyway, I'm here to talk to you about the trials and tribulations, perils, and something else of being, what is going on?